Hey, what's up? Awesome seeing you. Today I have a subject that a lot of women who have been with a guy for a while are curious about knowing. And as you can see by the title, how to get a guy to commit. So I'm going to teach you the awesomeness that will help you out, especially if you're in this situation. So, how to get a guy to commit. What is a woman to do? I'll tell you what not to do that a lot of women do that, as you may or may not know, doesn't work. You can't really convince a guy, even if you're being rational, to commit. Being direct really doesn't work for some reason. The reason being is maybe the man doesn't take it seriously. He thinks there won't be any repercussions. He just kind of has you around for the time being until something better comes along. Sounds wrong, it sounds very cold and mean for me to say that, but that's how some guys think. May or not be the situation you're in. I don't know the guy who isn't committing to you, but that's what some guys do. They wait, they put it off because they don't take the woman seriously, they don't think she's going to leave. Let's move on. Don't tell him you'll leave, because especially if you kind of have a history of not seeing things that you say through. Also, don't tell him, this is a big one because a lot of women do it and it blows up, don't withhold sex. One important thing I need to clarify, very important. When I say don't withhold sex from your significant other, I mean don't tell the guy, I'm not having sex with you if you don't commit, or I'm not having sex with you anymore if you don't do this or that. That's what I mean. If you don't want to have sex with the guy, of course, you don't have to. But I needed to clarify this, very important. If you don't want to have sex with the guy, totally awesome, don't do it. But just don't say, if you don't commit to me, I'm not having sex with you. Or if you don't take out the garbage, you're not getting any. Don't do that, because that is what will create animosity, and it'll break down the bond you have, and you'll be separating. So that's what I meant. Moving on. If you take something away from a guy, it's like, doing that to a baby. We get mad and we cry, and it just blows up and it doesn't work. So when it comes to committing, don't take away sex. Don't try to convince him. Don't tell him you'll leave. And of course, you probably don't want to have sex with a guy that won't commit. Totally understand that. But do what I'm about to say and send me a thank you card, because we're about to get awesome. Okay, I just told you what not to do. So what do you do, right? You want to know, and here I am to tell you. Here's what you do. Sounds really simple, but this will do it. Merrily live your life and do what you want to do. You know that pottery class that you've for years said, I want to learn how to do pottery, just like that chick from the movie Ghost. And I can do pottery with some guy and it could be all romantic. Yeah, do the pottery class. Take the class. If he doesn't commit to you, then why should you commit to him? Bingo. Who should you commit to? Yourself. Ding, 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 ding. It's so corny, but it's true. Definitely. Why would you commit to somebody who's not going to commit to you? Commit to yourself. What will this do? Committing to yourself will do a lot. By committing to yourself and doing things that you love and that you want to do, you as a person will continue to grow. So, what will doing the things that you want to do? Basically, you're bettering yourself, you're bettering your life, you're following your passions, and this will do one of three things. First off, the guy you're with will see that you're growing, you're happier, and he'll feel like he's losing you, and he will commit and try to reel you in. And of course, he will reel you in by committing, as I just said. Deja vu. So, that's number one. And of course, you accept. That's number one, though. Number two, something else happens. Number two, for most of the women that I've worked with, my clients as I call them, because clients sounds classier than student. That's what I call my guys. They're my students. The women I help, they're my clients, right? Basically, what happens, situation number two, is that women reconnect with their happiness And sometimes their life purpose, to get dramatic about it, but they're learning so many things about themselves, what they love, they're happier, everything is awesome, and everything's going perfectly. And what happens when this happens? They grow, as mentioned before, and they also grow more confident, and they realize something, that they really aren't that happy with their relationship anymore because they're growing and the guy isn't, and the woman ends it. Boom. And maybe she's single for a while, she follows her passions, which is what I recommend. And sometimes, they're really not looking, and that's when they meet the right guy for them. However, this is awesome. That's what happens the majority of the time, and that's the way to go. And why do they end it? Well, they're happier, they're more confident, they've grown from the guy, and as I mentioned in my previous video, my original video, that people are on the same confidence level, that are attracted to one another, that get together, and when one person gets more confident, they call it growing apart, and that's when it ends, because they're no longer happy with the relationship with the other person. They feel like they're settling because they've grown and they want more motivated, they're happier, all that good stuff that we want for you. So when they realize they don't need to be in a relationship with a guy who doesn't want to commit to them, it's a cool thing for me to see, because I see the woman blossoming like a flower of awesomeness. And let's move on to number 3. If you're doing the things you're interested in, you're passionate about, you could very well alleviate the problem that this significant other was seeing that held him back from committing to you. Example, maybe he felt like you were too clingy. Maybe you were blowing up his phone, always wanted to hang out with him, smothering him, and that's really not an attractive trait, whether you're a woman or a guy, to have someone put you on a pedestal, put you first, and not leave you alone, and you feel like you're suffocating, and it's creepy. So let's say that was a woman doing that. Now she stopped doing that because she's found her passion. She has more of a social life. She's not putting the guy first. She's putting her passions first and what she loves. She's living a fuller life. She's happier. You can tell. She's being herself. And so the guy sees this and he's like, oh my gosh, she has improved herself. She's not blowing up my phone anymore. She's not nagging me to hang out all the time. This is pretty cool. She fixed the problem, and it's not going to happen the next day where he changes his mind, but let's say it's like 5 months, 4 months, depends on the guy. But once he knows it's not a fluke, that this is what's happened, he'll be like, wow, let's take this to the next step. Go from boyfriend, girlfriend to whatever he finds. Perfect, probably engagement, but I don't want to excite anybody because I don't know the guy. But that's 3 things. Maybe the guy will want to reel you in, number 1. Number 2 being the woman finds her passions, grows, the guy doesn't, and she ends it, and she lives in Awesomeville. And 3, it alleviates the problem the guy was seeing, and he's ready to commit now. Boom. Those are the 3. That is how you get a guy to commit. You live your life, you follow your passions, you do what you want to do. You don't put him first, you put yourself first. If you have any questions or comments below, please hit me up. That would be awesome and I would appreciate it. And I am ready to end this video, so please subscribe, please comment, please like this video, check out my other videos. I hope you have an awesome day. If you have questions, please let me know. I really want to help women live an awesome, happy life, happy relationships. I want 100,000 women to be happy, to find the man that's right for them. Because I want you to be your ideal you so you can get your ideal man. So that is my challenge, and I hope to help you as well. So have a great day and kick ass.